Good evening. Good evening and welcome. We're going to get our presentation started. They're coming. I got them. Welcome to the 2022 Oregon Area Chamber of Commerce Awards Evening and celebration. We are thrilled you guys are here today. My name is Greg Granberg. I work for the Oregon School District, and I'll be acting as the MC this evening. I'm excited to be here to celebrate all things Oregon, to see the growth we've had over the past year, and just that support that we have as a community is amazing. I will tell you, on my drive in today, I was talking to my wife, and she said, all right, Greg, after last year, there's two things you need to know. I'm like, okay. Number one, do not walk away from the mic. You can't go stand at different spots and still talk, okay? Number two, do not be using your arms all the time. I don't know how successful I'm gonna be, but I'm gonna try and see if this works. So again, thrilled to be here. As we get started, the first thing I'd like to do is invite up the Chamber President, Ida, to say a couple of words.
Oh my goodness, I have to stand back here. You can't even see me. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out in this lovely Wisconsin winter weather. It's great to see so many smiling faces here. We're all full tummies. So thank you very much for coming out. Do you want me to continue?
Yep.
Okay. I get to introduce the rest of the board. So there's me. Okay, Jen Braga, if you want to stand up. She's our vice president this year.
Be really close to the mic.
I have to be closer to the mic, they told me. Scott Hirth. He's our treasurer this year. Dawn Doble. Hi, Dawn. Dawn is the secretary this year. Tom Whalen. Tom has been a secretary for us for 5 years, and this year he's just going to be a director instead. So he's taking a little break from that note-taking thing. Thank you, Tom. Laura Mays. Laura is also a director. Dan Dick could not be with us tonight. He is also a director on the chamber. Glenn Linsmeyer. He is also a director. Okay. Just making sure. Liz Dice. Liz was on the board for 3 years. Christine Speary. Christine was also on the board for 3 years. Cody Hainsey is not able to be with us tonight. He also served on the board for 3 years. Before I move forward, I just want to thank the three of you. It was a pleasure. So thank you so much. We also had two board members that neither one of them were able to finish their term, but we want to thank Corey Bott and Dan Mattis as well.
The chamber takes and does a lot of stuff in Oregon, and it is the board of directors that make that possible. So thank you to all 8 that we went through and thanked this evening that are current, our 3 past board members as well. It is typically a board of 9. And so we're at 8 right now. If you're interested in being a member or a member of the board for the Chamber of Commerce, please talk to Tanner or Ida later tonight and just kind of let them know, say, hey, I might be interested, and find out what it entails. I can tell you, having served 6 years on the board, it was a wonderful experience to go through and meet everybody in the community and become really ingrained in the Oregon area. So again, if you are interested in that, please be sure to speak with Ida about that. We also want to make sure and thank our sponsors. Our sponsors are what make this a possibility this evening. Without them, we wouldn't be able to be here and be able to celebrating all of our amazing accomplishments that have happened. Just real quick, as a chamber, we've got a mission, and we've got 2 big events coming up. We've got the golf outing, May 15th. That's actually a little bit earlier than it normally was, so kind of check your calendars. It was usually closer to the 20th. And then Summerfest is coming back. I know there is a group working on Summerfest and getting it set up. Some huge changes are coming that are extremely exciting, but still having that core of what makes Summerfest in Oregon so amazing. So please also add that, the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. That is a Friday through Sunday. Again, one of the changes is not starting on Thursday evening, but having fireworks on Friday night, bands on Friday and Saturday, and having a kids/family area going on as well all 3 days. So look for more information to come out about that. Now let's be honest, here's why we're here. This is probably what we all care about, and these are the fun things that we get to go through and celebrate. And those are all of the successes that our businesses are having and what we have going on in and around Oregon. Our first award is the Business People of the Year Award. Elizabeth and Dan Donahue own 2 businesses here in town, and I will tell you, if you have a sweet tooth, there's 2 places to go in Oregon, and the beauty of it is the doors are like 10 or 15 feet apart. So you can park one place and then decide what you're looking for. The Kickback Cafe, I will tell you, as a chocoholic, the Death by Chocolate cake is amazing. I probably shouldn't have it as often as I do, but sometimes we have our weaknesses and we got to have those. Also with the Kickback Cafe, the neurodiverse focus on employees and being neurodiverse friendly is amazing and wonderful. And so that is a huge part of the Kickback Cafe. I know their focus with that, and it's wonderful for that to be taking place. And then Chocolate Caper, an amazing place to go get treats either for yourself or to give to others. And so with that, I'd like to invite Elizabeth and Dan up to accept that award.
Eek, there's so many faces. He does often hide behind me. We're actually as surprised as anyone to learn that we are, in fact, business people. Our business model is pretty unconventional, so much so that it often seems like we're succeeding in spite of ourselves. But what that really tells us is that our community also sees the value in our approach. Making people, kindness, embracing inclusion and neurodiversity our priority is not always good for the bottom line. But we firmly believe that a safe space for people of all backgrounds, orientations, abilities to gather and to be employed is the best thing we can offer our community.
We would like to thank the Chamber for the award, definitely, and we obviously couldn't do any of the things that we do without some pretty incredible people behind us. I would like to thank our staff because hopefully if you've been in the business you know this, but we have some pretty incredible staff who go above and beyond really anything they're asked to do and go the extra mile to be kind to everyone. We'd like to thank the community just for supporting us and providing a place for us to have our businesses and to allow them to thrive. And to thank our families who really we live for and we strive for, and they have to put up with us quite a bit. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you to everyone. We love being part of this community, and we're so happy to accept this award. That's about it. Keep it short.
this award for you guys. As a little anecdote, we actually asked the community who they wanted to see as the Business Person of the Year award this year. And we had 9 total votes, and 3 of them actually went to either Dan or Elizabeth or both of them. So this is for you and all of your guys' great work that you guys do.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you so much, Tanner.
Of course.
Thank you, everybody.
Next up is the Community Impact Award. And I will tell you, one of the amazing strengths of Oregon is how the residents of our village and of the Oregon area are committed to making sure that our community is strong and thriving. And without a doubt, this person does that. Ranging from the Genesis housing and working with them to provide affordable housing in our area, going through and just being one of the first ones there to volunteer, to say, yes, I'll help out with Summerfest. Yes, I can help out with that. Yes, I know how to make that happen, and I will make sure that it gets taken care of. Also, in case you weren't aware, the chamber office is moving from the current Village Hall to the new one. And as we go through and look, Scott played a huge role in figuring out how the chamber office could look and donated his time and his strengths and his talents to figure out what that office space will look like to be functional and to be exactly what we need. Scott, please come up as our Community Involvement Person of the Year.
They told me I didn't have to say much, but I thought I probably should use this opportunity to be inspirational or something. I've been volunteering in the Oregon area for probably 4.5 decades, and it all started right downtown Oregon every summer when Summerfest would roll into town. And I had some great role models and many of the founders and original members of the Chamber of Commerce here in Oregon. It was just amazing to watch those people chip in and make Summerfest happen every year, and it really goes back to that. And I became involved in helping out with that, and it just rolled into many other things over the years. So the chamber is a great place to make those things happen. I'd like to thank my family. My wife AJ is here tonight. They have never complained when I'm gone doing the things that I do in the community. They've always let me go do it. They've always picked up the extra slack at home and let me do those things. My parents instilled in me many years ago that what you give in life is really what defines you, and so I've always taken that to heart and looked for places to make an impact in the community. And oddly enough, that's the name of the award tonight. So thank you very much.
I'll be honest with you. Sometimes there just aren't enough words to go through. You can say thank you. You can say we appreciate what you're doing. But again, they feel like they fall short when you're going through and talking about somebody. This person has impacted every one of us in this room. I'm also convinced, as I look through the room, that at least every table has a story, a heartwarming story they could share about how they have been impacted in a positive way. Their company, their organization has been impacted in a positive way. And it just goes to show, again, that dedication, but all that passion and that caring that goes along with it as well. And for that, our Business Impact Award goes to Judy Knudsen. Judy, come on up.
Wow. Now I'm going to lose it here. It's really nice to see everybody here. It's unbelievable how many. I was going to retire in January last year, and I finally got out of there August 1st. So, but it's been a pleasure. It's been so much fun, so rewarding, so challenging, just to help the businesses. And you know, everyone I've seen tonight, I'm just saying, how fun is this? It's just so rewarding. And I'm not leaving town, so I'm staying around. So, you know, now that I get myself going on here, it's just like, wow. But I've already made dates to go out for movies with some of you. So we're going to do this, and I'm going to go do some other stuff that I want to do and things like that. So past 10 years has been really fun. Some of the things that, when I first became the chamber president, Mike Grace was, okay, I gotta go over here, okay. Mike Grace was the village administrator, and him and I sat down together, and I said, you know, if I'm gonna be the chamber executive director, I wanna make sure that we take care of some of these spots in town that I don't like. And we made a list, and we talked about it. The first list was Wonderful Lakestone Properties came in, and they took care of the corner across from BMO Harris Bank and got rid of all those nasty houses and businesses and put up a beautiful, beautiful apartment. So thank you for that. Ticey came into town, and Brett was working with him, and I knew Jason from before, so I got to work with him too and helped him with the second edition, and that was a big plus for me. So I'm bragging, you guys. I'm bragging. I'm thinking this is really a nice thing for Oregon. The other things that the hotel. How long have we wanted a hotel? Finally, Adam Coyle showed up. Well, I called him first. He said I was on my car, and he says, I had to pull over because I couldn't believe that you were offering it to me. And I said, I don't know if I was offering it, but I was fishing, trying to find who can. He was my third strike. Let me tell you, if he wouldn't have taken it, that would have been 3 strikes and I'm out. So we got Adam to come in and put in the hotel, and what an asset that is. And we get so many compliments on it. Then he went ahead and he did the apartments behind. And he also now he's doing apartments on North Main Street where Willie's Garage and the Erfurths is. And, you know, I've always thought that. I never liked that coming into town. So you wait and see what Adam's going to do with this. It's going to be wonderful. Worked with Jamie Bush on headquarters. Dan Bertler, I don't know if anybody knows Dan Bertler, but him and I met with the guy that owned the property that is now going to be Culver's. We met with them at 6:30 in the morning at the office. Dan and I met with the owners, and we made a deal and got it booked so that Dan could take it and prepare it. First of all, we thought it was going to be a quick trip. And then what else did we think, Jeannie? We thought it was going to be several different things, and we wanted Culver's, don't we? We all want Culver's. So.
And here they are.
Is Luke here?
Yeah.
Oh, great, great. So, and there. Thank you for coming to town. We appreciate that. I know, you know, we wanted Culver's, and finally it's gonna, the land was all ready to go, and Dan Bertler got it ready to go. So, end of March, we're gonna have a Culver's, so it's gonna be we don't have to travel so far. And then again, we had COVID, and I had to work from home, which I'm not a person to work from home. And but I was on the phone a lot, and I was informing all the members on PPPs and all the grants they could get and things like that to keep the business going. And I had a lot of phone calls and things like that. And I'll tell you, my backbone to that and helping with this is my husband. He tells me, don't ever talk about me. I don't want to be good. So I'm going to embarrass the heck out of him and thank him, because I wouldn't be what I am today without him being the person that carries everything, loads everything up, helping me at Summerfest at all different hours, and taking garbage and you name it, and he's never complained, never said a word. He just wants to know where I am because I'm safe. That's all he cares. So it's like, okay. So it's interesting, and a lot of people know him from that, but he says, don't ever talk about me. And so husbands and wives, when you are up here talking about what's going on, okay, I'm going to get in trouble with Paul back there. You know, don't forget the spouse, because sometimes I do forget it. And I mean, he's been my backbone. So be sure that, you know, thank them. And
He can come on up here if he wants.
are you kidding? He likes to hide he likes to hide. But, and like Greg said, there's many things that we have talked privately, and I'm not a person to tell anything. So I know a lot about what's going on in town and never ever said anything until it comes and we really know what's going on and we can announce it, or it goes to the village board and we have to wrestle with them. But we make it. I mean, it works out. But, you know, and now we have Bill's Foods, who is going to be Hy-Vee's. On February 7th, they're going to open their doors. So that's going to be a nice plus, too. So a lot of things going on that we're growing, we're getting bigger, and all this other stuff. I know I've missed some of it, but I'm still going to volunteer on the park board, going to still be with Stoughton Hospital Foundation. Laura, I won't leave you. I'm going to be I'm staying on the village tourism board and also with the fire department. So I still got things going on in town, and I know what's going on. I can feel the pulse and things like that. And my husband refuses to go to the grocery store with me anymore because I told him I promise I won't talk to nobody. I promise I won't. He's done grocery shopping, and then he comes and he goes, I'm ready to go to check out. And I go, okay. He's our cook at home. So, he either goes alone, it just doesn't work that way. But he hangs around with me. So anyway, what am I going to do? I have 2 grandchildren. I have a 1-year-old little guy named Tanner and a 4-year-old little Piper. They live in some prairie, so I'm close. I can do whatever I want to do. I can steal them. The babysitter lets me take them whenever I want. And the older one's in 3K kindergarten. So that's what my life's going to be. But what do I get, 30 minutes, as you said? So I
said 3, but that's okay.
So anyway, I do have a slideshow. Are you ready, Greg?
I'm ready. If you want your slideshow up here.
Of my kids, of my grandkids. No, I can't.
Why not?
I have to pick on the new guy, right? So anyway, he told me I had 3 minutes, and I thought, all these 10 years I've been through this, nobody's taken 3 minutes. So, so I have to pick on you a little bit. So, and I had Greg in the background here all ready for it. So, and I thank all the board members. I can name. I got 2 special ones that are sitting in this room, and they know who they are. They always wear the pretty shirts for me, so they always carry me through. And all the board members are just up for the chamber. All these years have been just wonderful. So sometimes I get bossy, but sometimes it works, right? But sometimes you got to do that. But anyway, thank you so much. It's unbelievable. It's just can't believe I'm going on to the next chapter. But it's good. It's good. Thank you.
I think we even got Dave to stand up there at the end. As we go on, we also have a new construction award. And as Judy had said, Lakestone Properties came in a couple years ago, and having a new business come in is always a good thing to invest in our community. But a great thing is when they reinvest and stick around. And that's absolutely what Lakestone Properties has done. I remember having a conversation with them when they were first here for their first ribbon cutting about some different things they were hoping to do and coming into this community. And it's been great to see them be part of our community ever since. Lakestone Properties, please come up and accept your award.
That's a tough act to follow there, Judy. Thanks a lot. Actually, all of them were. Community, best community, best business, businessman of the year, and then construction. Maybe you should have put me first. But no, we're grateful for the award. We're grateful to be making just a small contribution to the growth of Oregon. I grew up and still live in McFarland, so Oregon's been very close. As they said, we've been here for about, I think, 8 years now, invested in Oregon, and we continue to come back because of what's happening here. There's a lot of great things happening here. We're just happy to be a part of it. So just a little general information about the project. So it is an affordable housing project. It's not low-income housing. Sometimes people are wondering what's the difference between low-income and affordable. But affordable is basically housing for individuals making between $35,000 and $85,000 a year. So it's hitting that niche of people who could use nice housing, but maybe not at market rates. So the housing cost is about $150 to $250 lower per month than a typical market rate housing. And it all depends on the number of people you have in your household and your income limits, but it hits that niche of providing housing that maybe wasn't here before and is here now. So the property is 3 buildings. It's 153 units. It opened up last fall. The first building opened up in August, and then the other building, the second building opened up in October, then the third in December. And as of right now, we have 110 of the 150 leased. So as you can see, there's a big need for it. We'll probably be leased up in the next couple months. So the project's going really well. There's studios, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, and rents range from around $800 to $1,500 per unit. Couldn't have done it ourselves. We had a lot of help along the way. Judy had mentioned Mike Grace. That was one of the guys that introduced us to the property back in probably 2017. Jeff Rao was the other one. And it's taken this long for the project to be completed. So a lot of help along the way. Judy and her team were sending us leads before we even broke ground, I think. So thank you, Judy, and the chamber. But everybody from the staff at the village, planning commission, village board, there was a lot of back and forth. There was a big TIF component to it as well, and everybody was supportive. So we appreciated that. There was an affordable coalition, housing coalition here, which you don't usually see in smaller communities. So you guys are up on the forefront of wanting to create housing for people who need it, and thankfully we were able to bring it here. Construction definitely came with its issues. We broke ground in 2021. Lumber was at its peak in price. We had delays in pretty much anything you can think of, but it was important for us to keep the quality high. So even though we had increased costs, we had delays, we made sure we worked with our contractors, subcontractors, didn't cut any corners, and delivered a product that we can be proud of. So thank you again. We appreciate being here.
We're going to change the next part up just a little bit if you've been here previous years. Our next one is new renovations. And what I'm going to ask is that rather than coming up for new renovations, we had so many that you stand and we will recognize you at that point in time. But again, like I had said, as we go through and look, it's good when people invest. It's great when people reinvest in our community, in our businesses, and in our buildings as well. And so we've had a lot of reinvestment this year. Oregon is thriving when you look at all of the remodels and the small changes that are happening to make this a better place for all of us to live, work, and play. As we go through, again, our thank you will come, but we're going to ask that you just stand where you are, and we will honor you that way. The first one we've got is Sprinkman Real Estate, and they could not make it tonight, but we appreciate them coming in right downtown Oregon to take over the building that used to have, or maybe still has, the horse on the side of it. Oh, it does? Okay, I couldn't remember. Also, Relaxation Destination. Thank you very much. Also, once again, right downtown, making that downtown be thriving and busy. Foxborough Golf Course could not make it here tonight, but they are going through a huge remodel as well, which is going to be wonderful to see how that goes. 14 South artists. Thank you. Going through and being in the old pump house, it's great to see that artwork there and to see foot traffic going in and out of there.
And the first one to use our Tourism Commission grant, so if you're interested, please talk to me about it. So, thank you.
JT Engineering. Going through and repurposing the old Ticey building and making that have actually 2 businesses in it, which is wonderful to see. The Ready Set. Again, downtown and being thriving is wonderful. US Cellular. Once again, throughout the whole village, adding businesses, renovating, and definitely not going last on our list, but Heartland Credit Union as well, coming in as our first credit union. We appreciate all of you coming in, new businesses, renovating from businesses that existed, but again, love you coming to Oregon and are thrilled to have you here as part of our community. As I go through, and before I turn it over to Tanner for the last thing, there are 2 things I want to make sure and touch on real quick. The first one is we need to acknowledge one more company. With over 40 years in our community, to go through and donate back to community organizations over $500,000, Bill's Food has been an amazing staple of this community for a long, long time. And I know that the families are not leaving Oregon while the business is changing hands. Those families are still here and are still going to be active in our community. So I want to make sure that we recognize them as well. My last recognition is also to the chamber staff, Tanner and Alex, and all they do behind the scenes to go through and make sure that we are a wonderful community. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Tanner for some final words.
Thank you, Greg. Well, first of all, I would like to thank all of you for braving the Wisconsin winter to come and join us here today. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into this, and we're very thankful that you all could make it here today. I would like to personally thank over there in the corner hiding Leanne Rhodes for all of the wonderful decorations that she did, helping us put everything together. She didn't have to. I think she was bored at work and decided to help me, but I am not going to say no to that. So I also wanted to thank all of you here personally for welcoming me as the new director. I know I have some very big shoes to fill with Judy here, but I feel like that the warmth that I have received from all of you guys has been truly stellar, and I hope to repay that back to you. Lastly, I'd like to thank all the businesses who came out and talked to me. I actually sent out, using our various channels, to try to find businesses to come talk to me and see how they're doing and how we can better shape the chamber going ahead to more accommodate our businesses and organizations here in Oregon. I received over 70 responses, 70 different coffees, and let me tell you, chamber businesses in Oregon are doing great on average. Really, we have such a fantastic community here. Rooms for improvement include things like networking, which is, something like this, as well as marketing and workforce development, which is something that we are going to strongly focus more towards in the coming months. Other than that, I know I should have kept this slide at the end for upcoming events. This Summerfest, I've been working together with our best and brightest here in Oregon to truly create a more community experience here in Oregon, where we have 2 different stages for bands, more community involvement from our local nonprofits. Pure Integrity Homes, I'm not sure they're around here. There you are. Been very helpful in that, helping every year with their Cornhole Festival. or cornhole tournament that we are going to make better than ever, as well as all of community involvement that we have there. So I don't want to talk much more than this. So dessert will be out in the main hall, courtesy of Lake Ridge Bank, formerly State Bank of Cross Plains, but we don't talk about that anymore. It's now Lake Ridge Bank. So I don't see where you are, Chris. There you are. Yeah, so, and then our silent auction does close at about 8 o'clock. Since not everyone took their only 3 minutes, we might need to extend that to 8:15. Please bet on that if you can. All of that money goes into making sure that we can bring you the best Summerfest that we can. Other than that, thank you all for attending. If you guys want to meet somebody that you know is here, let me know and I will introduce you. If I haven't met you, please come introduce yourself. And most importantly, if you haven't met someone new today, this is the best opportunity that you can do it. So again, thank you all so much for attending. And I would like to, one more thing. Thank you, Greg, for being a much better speaker than me. All right. Also, one more. OCA Media back there in the back. They took time out of their very busy shooting schedule to be here. So Paul Zwicker, Executive Director of the OCA Media, if you have not reached out to him as a business, you really should. They do a lot of great things here for businesses in Oregon, including doing community and business spotlights and getting you marketing and more attention on the local area. And again, thank you to all of our sponsors, our elite sponsors, Ticey, One Community Bank, our new elite sponsor, Heartland Credit Union, and wow, I am being terrible right now. And TDS, who could not make it today. Other event sponsors, including Stoughton Health, Keller Inc., All Color Coating, Panther Exteriors, and I know I'm missing one more, and Lake Ridge Bank. Thank you.